What's up, guys? C2113 here, and in today's video, if you have a 2022 F150 Lightning or a Ford Mach-E and you've got the Sync 4 system and you want a way to disable the connected features permanently and more than just these dinky little software switches, this is the video for you. All right, guys, so if you're like me, you have some concerns about the safety and security of your vehicle, given that it's always connected to the internet and it's able to be controlled remotely. That's why things like the My Ford Pass app and the phone as a key and all that stuff work, because you are effectively controlling the vehicle over the internet. Now, I understand these features are very cool and very convenient, but there have been many cases where white hat hackers have demonstrated Ford and other manufacturers have all kinds of vulnerabilities in their remote vehicle management systems that could potentially lead to malfunctions, breakdowns, or even accidents or worse. So for me, I don't use any of the connected features anyway. I don't use the Ford Pass app. I don't use phone as a key. I don't use any of the connected features. And so for me, there really isn't a benefit to having all that stuff, and there's only really downsides. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, well, it's a privacy thing, because let's be honest, right? My smartphone is just as much, if not more, of a privacy black hole than the connected systems of any modern vehicle. The reason for me, and the reason I'm going to say right now that if you don't use any of the connected features that this video might be helpful for you, is simply that there is no benefit, and there are plenty of downsides potentially on the cybersecurity front. So with that being said, let me show you what you can do without doing any hardware fixes like pulling the fuse, or what we're doing today, which is trying to find the module and disconnect it. So when you're in settings, you can go over to settings and hit connectivity. And this is what I've already done. So you hit connectivity, you'll see you have all these options. Sirius XM, obviously I don't use Sirius XM radio, so turn that off. Share vehicle analytics, share vehicle data, absolutely no, turn that off. And vehicle connectivity, right? Obviously you turn that off. Nothing works in terms of looking stuff up over the internet. So live traffic, that sort of thing, that doesn't work. However, you'll notice that up here you still have an indicator that says, that's your data transfer indicator, but it's got a line through it saying that it's not on. The thing is, even though Sync 4 is telling me everything's off, I don't really believe them, because let's be honest, we all know, or at least should know, that something like airplane mode on your phone doesn't actually turn everything completely off. So in that same vein, I'm gonna make the argument that even though these switches probably do turn most things off, I don't think it's completely ceased communicating. And so for me, again, on the cybersecurity front, I want a hardware way to disconnect the system from the internet. And so that's what we're gonna explore today. And afterwards, we're going to check to see what features are broken, if any. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to the back of the vehicle and take a look at where I think that module might be. All right, guys, so where we are here is in the back seat. Sorry for the lighting. There actually isn't a lot of light inside the Lightning. Even with all the lights turned on, there's no central dome light, so it's actually still kind of dim. So I have a flashlight turned on, pointed at the seat right now, but this is where I think the telematics control unit should be. From what I understand, this is where it is in all other F-150s. So I'll pull the seat down, and I'm guessing it's going to be right here. I don't know if you guys can see this big bump here. So you're going to want a trim removal tool, or a fastener, a plastic pin removal tool. I don't know what this is called. And then you may need some trim removal tools as well. but I think this is what we're gonna need. And we're gonna pull this. Wow, that's a long, I call these Christmas tree connectors or fasteners. I don't really know what their actual name is, but they always get a little marred up. But you can see, yeah, this one's really long. So I don't think it needs to be either. Like, it could easily be that long because you can see the teeth were engaging here. So anyway, so let's go ahead and pull this carpet back. So sorry I'm blocking the view, guys, but here, I'm gonna, all right, so there's a little bit holding us up right here. If I have to, I'll remove this trim right here, but I might be able to get away with just peeling back this right up here. So I can see the module. Let's see if I can get you guys in here to be able to see what I'm seeing. There's not a lot of room to work with the tripod. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold the camera, so sorry if you hear some noise. It's me just holding the tripod. But that, I'm pretty sure, is our telematics control unit. So let me go ahead and get a ratchet and some sockets, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I couldn't find my socket set. I can't believe it. I mean, I still have a lot of stuff to unpack in this garage. I never really got around to it. So for now, we're just going to use an adjustable wrench. But honestly, if you use a socket, it's going to make your life a lot easier. I want to say 10 millimeter, but anyway, I'm terrible at estimating sizes of fasteners, so they do both look the same. There's one on this side. Oh, there's two on this side, guys. So there's two on this side, but I think if we get this bracket out, and that is pretty loose. At this point, I should be able to pull it the rest of the way out by hand even. Oh, maybe not quite yet. But we're getting there. But yeah, based on the way it looks to me, once we get this fastener and this hold down bracket off, we should just be able to walk it out from the other side. But of course, I'm gonna have to double check because I'm sure there are connectors behind it, obviously. So, okay. So there's your left side fastener. I'm gonna put that in the cup holder so I don't lose it. And let's see. I see. Now, does that come loose? Oh, I see. Okay. So I will have to remove those other two fasteners as well because it's actually bolted to the brackets themselves. So okay, let me go ahead and see if I can get those out. The top one, not going to be too much trouble. The bottom one, it's going to be kind of hard to do with this adjustable wrench. I really wish I could find my sockets and my ratchet. It's funny, I have all my wrenches, but I can't find my sockets and my ratchet. So it's probably in my trunk, the trunk of my Marauder. But anyway, here's the other one. Looks to be the same. Don't think there are any different lengths here. I don't want to damage this carpet, but I'm going to just pull it down a little bit more so that I can get access to it. So you can see that's our last one. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do this. These are very loose. They're not terribly tight. So I might be able to get this going with... Oh, yep, okay. I am able to get this going just by sort of doing this. Okay, guys, so I am actually able to turn this. You can see they're not on tight, so this is probably a good indicator that you don't want to kill these going back on. There's no reason to like over tighten these because these are just plastic brackets that are holding them on. Okay, last fastener out. Looks to be the same size, and there we have it. So this should be our TCU, our telematics control unit. If you want to see the part number, it's right there. I will put it, oh, hang on, I'm sure you guys can't actually see that. So there it is. Also, I'll put it on screen right now. All right, guys, so now that we've got this out, you can see you've got 3 connectors. This is the primary harness, which I'm assuming this includes power. I'm guessing, I can't be sure, but I'm guessing the red, yellow is your positive, and then your black, white is your ground, and then this is probably some data wires here. I'm assuming this right here is an antenna, and this is probably another, let me see. It's hard to say what these harnesses are, for. It doesn't really say. Let me just check here. Yeah, I'll document these, and then if I find what these are for, I will put them on screen. But here's the big test, right? So for me, I just want to disconnect it and see if it will break any of the features that I actually care about. I don't care about GPS navigation, but we're going to check that. I don't care about sending data to Ford so that they tell me when I need to get my vehicle serviced. I don't care about charging station proximity search, because I'll just do that myself through a phone app. So again, these are things that I don't care about. If you do, obviously this is not, I mean, why are you watching this video, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unplug that main harness, and then we'll jump into the front seat, look at the infotainment system, and see what's broken and what's not. All right, the main harness is disconnected. Now let's go ahead and jump in the front seat and see what we got. All right, guys, so I got pulled up on my phone on YouTube, 1 hour aesthetic music, no copyright, just so that we don't worry about copyright issues in the video. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the car on, and I've already got this thing set up for Android Auto. So if Android Auto is still working, it should connect immediately and start playing. So let's go ahead and do it. Oh, that's a good sign. Sorry about that. I had to cut that out. My Apple Music started playing, but let's go ahead and play this YouTube video, and then the audio will go through here. So I still have full functionality, and obviously, if you're wondering why the screen's blurred, it opened up to the last app I had, which is a better route planner. So obviously it's showing my location right now. But we'll go back to the app screen here. And you can see Android Auto is working just fine. Apple Music, I can open it up. Obviously I can't play any music for copyright reasons, but everything is functioning just fine. And, phone, all of the apps that I could use on Android Auto still work. Nothing has been broken by this. Now you'll notice up here, do you remember in the beginning where I talked about how by disabling the connected features in the settings, you would get the little signal data transfer icon, and then it would be crossed off, but it was still there. But now, I don't know if you can see, there is no more data transfer icon in the top. Nothing shows up. And then just to show you, to go through some of the things, and we'll test some stuff too. First, let's go and take a look at settings. If we go to connectivity, right, this is where your stuff would be. Let's go to connected vehicle features. If we tap that, let's see what happens. Please wait. Nothing. So you can see nothing shows up. So nothing else is broken so far. Now, obviously, if we go to software updates, nothing's going to happen because it's going to say, yeah, it's just going to tell you the most recent update. But obviously, just know that you're not going to get any more updates as long as that module is disconnected. Now, I'm sure some of you guys might still be curious, even if you'll never use it. does the factory navigation still function, or is GPS completely broken? Let's go and check that out. So no, it would appear that GPS is still functional. So you can see GPS still shows up. Now I have to blur this because again, it's showing my location, but I can tell you right now, that is where I am. That's accurate. And GPS still works. Now, of course, I want to see if we can actually find a waypoint and navigate to it. So I'm going to go ahead and type in here to search. So let's say gas station. And look at that. It's still showing options that I have for gas stations. Again, sorry I had to blur it, but it is showing locations for gas stations. Now, obviously, because we don't have a data connection, it's probably not going to show traffic and things like that. But if we map to one that's, let's see, 2.6 miles. All right. And again, I know it's a little ironic to be looking for a gas station, but you can see it can even still calculate how much power I'll have and if I need to charge or not. Now you can see it says no traffic or alerts. So obviously it's not able to pull up traffic data anymore. But as long as, you know, the maps are up to date, it seems like the system does not require any data connection at all. And so in order to use the GPS, it still works. So if you do use the GPS, your GPS will still work. You just won't get traffic data. So honestly, I'm pretty impressed that the system still functions without the telematics unit. And honestly, I wish there was an easier way to sort of turn that off with a hardware switch, because clearly what happens is when you disconnect it, the system still works. It just treats it like it's not there, because you can see it doesn't even show the icon. Well, anyway, guys, if you're like me and you just don't like the idea of your truck constantly being connected to the internet and leaving that as such a huge hole in the cybersecurity of the truck overall, definitely feel free to go through with this. Disconnect that module. You don't really lose any functionality, especially if you're already using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. However, I will say if you're somebody that uses all the connected features of the Sync 4 system, you use phone as a key, you use the Ford Pass app, all that stuff. If you do that, obviously this is not for you, right? You need that module to work for all that to work. But if you don't care about any of that, and you couldn't care less about that, and all you just want is your vehicle to be secure and to use Android Auto or CarPlay, honestly, I think it's worth it. It's a great way. It's an insurance policy. And like I said before, you know, you guys go type it in the comments again. If you don't care and you don't see any cybersecurity problem with the vehicle's vital systems being connected to the internet and being addressable over updates and that sort of thing while you're driving it, then this is, there's no argument, right? If that's something you feel comfortable with, then don't worry about it, right? Do what you feel is best. But this video was just for people that already are uncomfortable with the connected features, but do like the Lightning and just want to be able to enjoy all that without it being constantly connected to the internet. So anyway, if you found this video informative, definitely give me a like. If you have any questions, comments, your own experiences doing this, I want to know how it worked out for you, because for me, I'm pretty pleased with this. I haven't seen any error codes yet. Now, obviously, I'll report in the future if I do start seeing trouble codes or dash lights or something coming on. But so far, I haven't seen anything come up that's indicated that there's some sort of problem that's going to limit functionality of the vehicle, other than obviously the connected features. So anyway, if you liked the video, be sure to give it a like if you found this helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or your own experiences doing this on your Lightning or recent model standard F150, definitely leave that in the comments below, because I'm sure I, along with everyone else, will be super interested in your experiences with this. And as always, if you want to see more, don't forget to get subscribed.